Okay, this is the second in my punctuation tutorials. The first one, I was trying to show you that punctuation is necessary because it helps your reader read. And the second point was punctuation allows the reader to pause and think. And as they think, they understand. You want your reader to understand. I'm going to use the same two paragraphs this time round. Here's the first paragraph, the paragraph which doesn't work, the paragraph without punctuation. Reading it again, the principal reason why some people believe that newspapers are outdated is because newspapers are much less up to date than modern technology, such as the internet or the television, which are now able to show events as they are happening, and people prefer... Now, I'm sorry, I'm going to stop reading there. I hate it. Why do I hate it? I don't understand. What is it? Is it a main point, a reason, example? It's confused me. If I stop and think long enough, I may work it out. But I was always taught that a sign of good writing is writing you only need to read once. Now, what I'm going to do is delete that first paragraph. It's horrible. And try and write it better with the second paragraph. Now, the principle I'm going to use is that each sentence is a thought, a complete thought. And each sentence, of course, ends with a full stop. So, the primary piece of punctuation we're going to be focusing on is the full stop. Now, here is our first sentence. The principal reason why some people take this view is fairly clear in the case of newspapers. Full stop. Okay. Okay, that's our first sentence. We now need to add to it. There's our main idea. We need to add a thought to it. Now, the thought I want to add is going to be an explanation. It's generally much easier and quicker to discover what is happening in the world from the internet or the television than from a newspaper. Okay, I've said it in one breath. It makes sense. Here is our explanation, why people take this view. So we've got two sentences, two full stops. I've just added a third sentence. If you use Google or another search engine, or simply switch on the television, you can instantly get the latest news bulletin. Full stop, end of sentence, end of thought. It's a complete thought. I'm relaxed. I understand. We're building a paragraph, and what I want you to see is that the idea of paragraphs, sentences, and full stops all work together. To write a paragraph, you need sentences, and for sentences, you need full stops. This third sentence is an example, a nice little example. But now, I've added the fourth sentence, the final sentence in the paragraph, to complete the thought, the main idea. A newspaper, by contrast, is out of date the moment it is published because it contains yesterday's news. It's a nice sentence to include because it takes us back up to the idea of a newspaper we have there. So, to summarize what I've done here, I've deleted the paragraph without punctuation. It was a confusion. I couldn't understand it as I read it. Very important point that. You want to be able to understand what you read first time. You should read forwards, not backwards. The paragraph I've built with you just now is a paragraph which uses sentences. It uses sentences because I put in the full stop to pause after a complete thought. And then I've stopped and I've started again. And one final thought for you, and this is a very practical thought to help you write. Don't start writing until you've got the full sentence in your head. A lot of the time, in my experience, when learners go wrong in their writing is they start writing, they stop, they chew their pen, they think a little, and they start again. They stop and they start. And all the little bits are fine. The problem is, when you take it together, the big bit isn't fine. The paragraph isn't fine. So, here is my simple solution. Don't start writing your sentence until you know how your sentence finishes.